Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the duplicitous depths of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I am joined as ever by Robbie Ashes to Ashes Bellekom, Sam Dust to Dust Burns, and Ellie Life on Mars Sparrow.
Aww. Ellie wins.
Copyright.
Yeah. Fun fact, Ashes to Ashes was the BBC weird drama thing sequel to Life on Mars.
Indeed.
It was the
also
BBC
a weird thing.
Weird drama thing.
Yeah.
True facts.
You heard it here first.
I just needed something detective-y.
Yeah, I mean, that's appropriate.
Yeah. Speaking of appropriate, we have some Irish coffees, and we are all back in our homes. We're now recording this something like 2 weeks later.
Yes, but we know when we're seeing each other next.
Yes. Which
So
yes,
it's
it is.
different.
That's the important thing.
So much difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does mean I've forgotten everything that happened.
Oh, me too, and all my notes are in Dretch. All my notes
I
are
have
single
an
words and
intelligence
bullet
of
points.
Give us a quick example.
Okay, I read some of these to the cats beforehand,
Yeah.
but maybe the listeners should get to enjoy them. So it says cats brackets dead, which is in fact the crux of the story.
Yes.
Full morning, night, dead. Grom, different shiny, nose, just nose. No other explanation, lads. Male mill mats, archers big change, bad shiny subs. K friend. Wah snake. Yeah, not was snake. Wah snake. With 2 A's. Sub front back. Yeah. Road. Door sticks. Duke fist. I know what that means. That's Duke Mephisto.
Right, because that's not what I was thinking.
Because that was I gave him a nickname that I thought was funny. So tongue, truth smell, Cato dust speed, owag, ballot. All the other notes are about how my sticks and rocks and bugs work.
Yes.
And the last thing is, after my rolling tables for the sticks, rocks, and bugs, there is hat. Don't roll. Is hat. Is good hat.
It's a good hat.
That
Excellent.
concludes my character sheet tool. For those characters.
Perfect. I'm surprised you didn't have, like, spicy, not spicy.
That's
No.
my character note, but I don't know why. I don't know why I wrote it down. It is in no way helpful.
Speaking of spicy caps, it's time for us to put on the spiciest caps
Spicy.
of all, the caps of prophecy, and demand from future us what messages from the present. It's Future Jason with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by you. As ever, a massive thanks to our crew members on the Flintlocks Patreon who help keep this ship sailing. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. You can check it out at patreon.com/flintlocksandfireballs, link in the description. We are an affiliate of dnddice.com, makers of beautiful specialty dice since 2010. Whether you need dice because you're masquerading as a vampire, calling Cthulhu, or are some sort of Pathfinder gathering the magic munchkins, you can click through our affiliate link in the description and grab yourself or a friend some particularly sexy dice or a particularly sexy leather dice bag. We are also an affiliate of Zavi, fine producers of nerdy garments and handy household items. Remember, you can click through the affiliate link in the description and use code FLINTLOCKS20 to take 20% off clothing and FLINTLOCKS10 to take 10% off not clothing. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason.
Gronk.
Frog.
And on that cheerful note, we should probably begin.
Fetch.
Yeah, probably should do the thing we came here to do.
Yep.
D&Ds, yeah.
A murder in Mephistopolis.
Ooh.
Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously, on A Murder in Mephistopolis. MDF Investigations have been hired, reluctantly, and only because everyone competent and the three Dretches were busy, to investigate the murder of Makats of the Montserrat clan, a Rakshasa who was brutally murdered without correct paperwork being filed in the Montserrat mills in Hell, specifically in the city of Mephistopolis. The party have thus far gone to a number of scenes related to the crime, starting out in Makatz's office, heading to Subterrae Sandwiches and the Subterrae Sandwiches back office.
Sub front back.
Indeed.
Oh my god!
Hey, it's all coming together.
Yeah!
Operated
Yep.
The
largely
sub
by
has a
Lawrence.
front and it's at the back.
Yes.
Ah, I get it.
Operated largely by Lawrence, or players, if you will, where you investigated Makatz's involvement at the hiring of the cat demon Cato's smuggling operation. You then headed to speak to Ramatz, the prime suspect in Makatz's killing, and Makatz's closest friend, whereupon you did a little investigation, made some inferences about Ramatz's recent activities, and Ramatz insisted that he could provide an alibi for the period of Makatz's death. Something at odds with the imp-painted photograph of Ramatz at the scene of the crime. In addition, you then went to the nightclub, The Sticks, where after a brief encounter with Malius's old flame, Rhodey, the chain demon, and also the doorgirl, you briefly met the leader of the Oargil clan, Oargi, a huge serpentine archdevil and shapeshifter, who inquired as to what you were up to.
Fucking O-Wag.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
it is.
Brilliant.
Sorry, I'm deciphering my own notes. Please carry on.
Oargi,
No, this
by
is
the way-
amazing.
Oargi, by the way, spelled O-A-G-I. And then proceeded to investigate. While you were up there, you sort of spoke to a couple of succubi/incubi, Mirth, and Snark, who talked about some of their previous clients. And while Malius very expensively somewhat interviewed and somewhat just bought drinks for Rhodey, before finally being able to speak to Janet, a Marilith door, a gatekeeper, whose job it seems is to illicitly and untraceably open doorways between different locations in the city. You found out that she had been hired by Makats to provide suitably covert, doorways between Montserrat and Callisti locales and a neutral space, the Elysian Garden. You took advantage of her offer to take you to the Elysian Garden, which is where you have just been, an astonishingly beautiful location filled with actually heavenly plants, imported presumably at some expense, given that the domain of the gods is quite some way away from here. including a particularly distinctive Bahamut flower, which looks like a golden, literally like a golden dragon head made out of petals that seems to breathe flames of pollen. You met briefly with Rake, the succubus at that particular moment, as she was taking the female form, and spoke to and inquired a little as to her story. It seems that she was there on paid recuperation after accidentally draining a little bit of a client's essence and being forced to pay a painful forfeiture. Janet has just come to retrieve Rake and take her back to the club. You see Janet, Janet the Merilith takes the kind of grey-featured Rake, and quite sort of plainly dressed Rake, back towards the section of hedge that is swung outwards like a door. Janet glances back as you go. And just a reminder, she is a Merilith, looking like a brunette human woman from the waist up, with a little sweater vest and blue shirt, and apart from the 7 arms and the snake and the giant snake tail, which has a skirt with many loops of keys on a belt. Was there anything else?
Yes, there was just one more thing. You mentioned that when you were opening the doorway for Makats and Ramats, that they were in some kind of altercation with 2 other people. Could you describe what they looked like?
Of course. It can be with high-powered devils. Appearance may not necessarily be meaningful.
Hey, a lead's a lead.
I did see 2 devils there. One of them was horned, silver skin, pretty neat, sharp dress suit. Had a distinctive silver and sapphire cufflinks with the Celestia symbol on them. You know that is a symbol of a bear's head. The other one was silver-skinned, curled horns, spikes up like a porcupine, but I saw them recede and their form change a little into something a little more classical, pointed tail, high cheekbones, kind of similar to your style, she says, gesturing to Malius. So,
well, it is kind of timeless.
She says non-committally. Did have golden hair, if that makes a difference.
Golden hair, okay.
Anything else?
Probably.
Golden hair.
Frog. I don't know.
Not that I can think of at the moment, but thank you. You've been very helpful.
She nods.
Frog.
Come along, Rake. Of course. They slip through the doorway, which is just like a section of open hedge with the noisy banging club beyond. As they slip by, Janet pulls the hedge door closed and it vanishes without a trace, just becoming hedge. You are now left in the astonishingly peaceful, relaxing Elysian Gardens. Everything is exotic flora. There are what appear to be, as far as you can tell, you think for a moment are glowing butterflies, then you realise, oh no, those are sprites. Shit. Don't usually get fairies around here. They must have imported them in. And they're just like fluttering around, getting... They're You peer at one. Oh yeah, no, they're pulling flowers off the plants and getting drunk off them. Yeah, those are definitely sprites.
I feel like I'm expending money just by standing here.
Garden.
You
Yes.
are also high up in the city. Normally, you spend time in the lower reaches of the Principality. In the lower parts of Mephistopolis, you can always see the city rising up above you. And you can still see it rising some way up. But from here you can actually see the peak of the mountain-like citadel, terminating in the golden spires that rise up around, almost reaching, but not quite cresting, the iron citadel that spears up its very centre, the fortress of actually iron and gold, the gilded fortress of Duke Mephisto. That said, though, you're just about at the cloud level. In places, the garden is soaked in a soft, purplish, pinkish haze. In others, you can walk to the edge, and this is hell. There are no. This is hell, but this is fancy hell. So there are actually safety rails.
Now that's forethought.
Yeah, ornamented marble, white marble rails around the edge of the garden, where you can stare out over the city down below, down to the sections where the black smokestacks of the dark satanic mills, where the constant downpour of your home, or at least your office, the stacks, sits. And out beyond the edges of the low city walls, the abyss. It's rare you can see it from here, but it's almost like a patchwork. There is every terrain you can imagine beyond. Swirls of desert with raging sandstorms, oceans of strange purple-pink water with lightning storms underneath the waves, pleasant rolling fields, just plains of fire. And as you watch, you see them you see them shift in the distance, changing how much of a different terrain is covering others. Out there, beyond the safety of Hell's walls, is chaos. Beautiful, terrible, the unfettered possibility of the afterlife. The posters, at least, say that out there, nothing awaits you but death beyond death.
Lots.
I so want to just abandon the whole quest and go have a
I
look.
know, me too.
If we play these characters again, maybe we'll get to go to the
It'd be
abyss.
fun.
I've got it. This has got to be like prime brooding spot here. You
Lots.
have unparalleled views of everything for miles around.
You glance over to your left, and you can see there is indeed a sort of brooding winged stone statue with classical horns scowling down. The gargoyle lifts a fine porcelain teacup, takes a sip. I must say it's excellent brooding location, though the tickets are quite pricey.
Oh yeah, I mean the stuff down in the city is like 3 or 4 favors for a 10-minute slot, and that's it. But you can
Yes.
barely see a few blocks from there.
Dretch points at the teacup. Brood.
Most excellently brewed, indeed. I say, the gargoyle, with a little creaking of stone, looks over. I must say, I'm surprised to see lowlanders up here. How do you do?
Bugs! I'm going to try and eat a Sprite.
Okay, make an
well.
attack roll to grab a Sprite.
Well, What's my attack? Who am I? I don't know how to play this character. 12?
12. I'm going to say you just
Actually, no,
about
it'd be
grab
plus
one.
proficiency, wouldn't
Plus
it?
proficiency.
15.
Okay, 15 actually definitely is enough. You, as one flies past, you grab it and just... You get the sweet, fizzy, kind of like rushy feeling of pixie dust down your throat. And
Like
these
demonic
things...
sherbet.
Oh yeah, it's like golden
no.
sherbet.
Good bug.
Ah.
I
Dear.
must recommend them fricasseed. By the way, Gay, roll a d6 for me.
What, me?
Yes.
Okay. 4.
You have 4 temporary hit points.
Ah, fun.
Cool.
You also just have a brief... You also, for like the next hour, as you walk, just leave a soft trail of pixie dust after you. It just like gently comes off your body.
Just like a low sound coming from Jed.
Oh yes, most would absolutely recommend. It is. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to see you.
Hello.
Dretch.
I'm Balthazar, by the way.
Bow.
Balthazar, pleased to meet you. I'm Malius.
Dretch.
I'm Frug.
Very, very good. Lovely. So, what is it you do? I'm a trader, of course.
All right. Well, we're actually
Looking.
here on official business. Yes. I imagine
We're
you see a
very
lot from up
professional.
You're with the palace, are you?
here. Yes.
Yes.
Right. Well, I suppose. Well, yes, I did hear about the train incident yesterday, and so on.
Change ball.
Yeah. Do you see that from up here?
Oh, I really need to go down. We have the main line train does service the whole of the city, of course, but I usually ride private.
Right. You wouldn't happen to be here, say, like the night before last?
Oh yes, actually. I like to come here for the quiet. The trading floors are always so vicious, you know.
Of course, yes. And as you are an appreciator of quiet contemplation, I'm sure that if there had been a disturbance, that would have been something that would have been notable to you.
Oh no, are you talking about the absolute ruckus last night?
Probably.
Yes,
What
I
is
think
it?
we
What
may
is
be-
a
Sorry,
ruckus?
2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, I think we may be talking about the same thing here. Would you mind telling us what happened?
Mats.
Oh, I think there's probably some comfortable mattresses somewhere around. But I don't. I usually prefer to just perch on the edge. You know, it just feels right.
Mats.
We've got a feeling that the demon Ramats was one of the people involved. Big
wait.
guy, 4 arms, bronze.
Oh my! Yes, I did actually see a four-armed chap. Oh, and he was. Yes, I believe he was taking his leisure with the lawyer lady. They come here.
Murkats or Rakshasa, perhaps?
Yes, the Rakshasa does show up
Dead.
sometimes. Oh, dear. Oh, was paperwork all in order, or?
That remains to be seen, but we're chasing this up because, as you can imagine, this was something of concern.
Bad.
Oh no. I suppose this would be with. Oh, of course. And what with Silk Tongue showing up?
Tell us about Silk Tongue showing up.
Oh well, he was the. those two, as I said, they come by fairly regularly, and sometimes the Rakshasa showed up, and then, well, of course I recognise him from the floors. He's got a distinctive sort of swagger to him, even when he's, in various different forms. But yes, no, Callisto's son, Tabal, turned up. And he was most furious.
Was that the horned one or the spiked one?
I think he did actually take a sort of horny, spiky look. I didn't try.
Horny.
Shiny?
It depends, but usually the tongue usually stays the same. It's a part and parcel of the whole silk tongue thing.
I gesture at my wrist. Not blue?
I'm looking at what is it you're...
I'm doing like a cuff motion.
Oh, right, like a cuff motion. It's like...
Blue cuffs, that was a thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes! No, right. Actually, I think... Oh, dear. Oh, no. That lady did have Callisti jewellery on, now that I think about it. Yes, of course. Well, I'm used to seeing him, Tabor in more of a, in his standard form, bear-headed, golden-headed bear. It's the form he likes to take on the trading floors, bear markets, bull markets, that sort of thing. I'm actually with I'm not Callisti myself. But, I'm actually with the Minos clan. We do better when in bull markets than bear markets. But that's by and by. Yes, no, there must have been. Oh, of course, yes, of course. With the vendetta. It must be close to 9 months now. I'd almost put it out of my mind.
Well, it seems that somebody didn't put it out of theirs.
Well,
House, pew pew.
Indeed, these things have been going on since what's the phrase the lawyers like to use? Time immemorial, which is to say far enough back that no one except the Duke can remember. Or presumably Callisto or Duke or Lord Montserrat.
So, we gather that there was some kind of argument or altercation that happened here. Did you get to see or overhear anything?
Oh, well, once it all got a bit shouty, like I glanced over, but I didn't, I was trying to focus on my tea. There was some shouting. Someone, I wasn't looking at this point, swore they'd kill the other one.
What's he thinking? Surely something interesting at this point.
Okay. This is a moderately high-level demon, so you will need to make a wisdom check to pierce their mental defences.
I dretch dice. What dice was I use this dice. Oh, that's not good. What check is it?
Wisdom.
5.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
They're really it's hard to tell because because all you can get is sort of this is all frightfully boring. I say this is excellent tea. Where did they get this from? I had heard that maybe they got this from the Pelorian. Oh, I'm still talking to these lowlanders. Right.
Tea?
Oh yes, I understand it's a Pelorian blend.
Ooh.
Not, well, I don't inquire about the import process, but I assume since it was here, they must have gotten special dispensation to bypass the usual blockades.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly sounds fancy.
Oh, very, very, very. But, it's a little bit... He looks at him with a of his neck, kind of glances side to side.
I fold my ears towards him.
The heavenly stuff is, well, quite heavenly.
I quite understand.
Angel
And he
tea.
taps his nose.
Smuggling.
Oh, I wouldn't. I can confidently say that I know nothing of the sort, and the fact that it's here in this high class location implies sufficiently to me that it must have gotten here through legal channels, or it wouldn't be here now, would it?
I'm sure it's entirely above reproach.
Of course.
Good tea.
Excellent tea, though.
So what happened? Did they swore these oaths of vengeance against each other and then dispersed?
Well, it was more a case of, as I vaguely recall, I think it was there was a squabble over something, and then Tabor was shouting with the four-armed one, and I think Tabor swore he would kill him, which is pretty standard. I assume they were going to wait until the vendetta was back on terms, and then the Rakshasa swore that he would kill Tabal first. Both the four-armed one and the lady were very annoyed, or possibly worried, and I think, yes, she was holding back Tabal, and then the four-armed one was holding back the Rakshasa. They looked like they were about to get into it. Duke's mandate be damned. And then this Marileth came in and told them that their time was up and they needed to go.
All right.
Presumably. I take the lift.
Lift?
He gestures off into the slightly misty portion of the Elysian Gardens.
Ooh.
All right, yeah.
Very fancy.
It goes straight up to the trading floors.
Okay.
Sounds to me like they could have been quite heavily into their cups.
Oh, certainly. We'll get some excellent vintages here. Standard rule: once you've paid for entrance, for as long as you're here, you can just whatever's around, you know?
Bug!
It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Make another attack roll for another of the pixies.
You offered. It's your fault. That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Delicious. Fucking yes.
Okay, you grab another pixie, bite down on it, and get that lovely rush. Yeah, okay. You roll a Constitution save.
Yay. Weird
here we
sprite
go.
effects. This character does not have restraint. 7.
Treacherous sugar rush. What is this?
Give me a moment. Roll a d100 for me.
Oh, amazing. Super. I'm so down for like whatever this is.
Loving it.
67.
Everything starts to turn really vivid, really vivid colours. And you see that this, and before your eyes, this gargoyle, you realise, is not a gargoyle. They are, like, their wings change from rocky bat-like wings to sort of feathered, luminescent, it's like wings radiant with holy light. Their clothes, their stony clothes turn to golden armor, and they raise a sword of terrible righteousness at you. There is an angel here. You don't know how they got here. They're going to kill you. You need to run. You are frightened of them for the next minute.
Angel! I run away.
Balthazar,
Yeah, I'm running.
who was in the process of offering you a cup of tea, just thought, must have had a bit too much of the Sprite.
Yeah, probably. They should be fine in a little while, right?
Drax running around screaming.
I think there's probably like a large circle going on. So I don't feel like there's good sense of direction, but they are trying to run away.
Does that mean you run into the mist?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
dear.
I need you to roll me a perception check with disadvantage, please.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yes.
It's a whole 9.
Okay, you run into the beautiful purple pink mists. You run directly underneath the guardrail, and you just feel the ground give way,
Ah, wings!
and then start flapping your tiny wings.
Ooh!
You're airborne, but you're now in the middle of a cloud.
Cloud! Ah!
And it's really not clear
I try and get out, but I'm just flying in a circle really slowly because the speed is 10 feet. It's a really slow circle.
Dretch!
Ah!
Oh well.
Oh no, they're very slowly getting away.
Clouds!
We maybe should do something about that.
Yeah, we should.
Oh well.
This is why I say you should cook them first.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Thank you for your advice. If you just excuse us for one moment, we'd better see to our associate.
Of course. And we're about to have... dawn's coming. We're just about in time. And he turns and peers out. There is... You don't really get to see, like, daylight exactly in the lower city. But there is a brief moment where there's the glimmering haze, the glimmering of like almost pre-dawn has been coming in the distance, and as the glow starts to go from the pale blue, you start to get shots of pink and purple, and then in the distance you hear the faint roar of dawn as a pillar of golden white fire just bursts from the ground into the sky somewhere on the horizon. And you get a few just glorious, like, about 30 seconds of glorious fire rise, infernal pillar rise, where it's like you speed through dawn in an instant. Some of the clouds just evaporate around you. Which means, Dretch, you just about realise that you're now close to like 90 feet off the edge as you glance back. But you do see an absolutely glorious dawn.
Fire! I'm still high.
Before the pillar just stabilises. And will now continue to burn for the rest of the day until eventually it goes down. And you see, there's the distant vertical line of flame that counts as day here, because... What sun? This is the afterlife.
True.
But it is, suddenly a bright, actually quite nice blue sky out. Which again, you don't usually get to see from here. From where you are.
Very slow, drunken zigzag back to where my friends are.
Hey, Dretch.
Ah?
You right there, buddy?
Ooh.
Maybe lay off the sprite a little. Yeah.
Yeah,
bugs.
I'd leave the sprites
No,
alone for a bit.
Bad bugs.
Bad bugs?
Bad bugs.
Good bugs.
No. Are they? Alright. I'm gonna grab a sprite.
Make an attack roll.
What on earth is my modifier? Unarmed. Oh, I do have an unarmed strike modifier. It's 1. That's 13.
You grab at 1, but it just manages. It's kind of weaves out of the way, sticks its tiny tongue out at you.
Hey, listen.
And just for and 4 more cluster next to it. They all hold hands in like an adorable little daisy chain, and one of the and then the one in this on the end of the chain points a finger gun at you.
I know what this is.
And a little puff ball of light comes out. Roll a wisdom save, please.
Okay. Well, I do at least have +1 on that. That is a 5.
Okay, you are hit in the chest. by a golden white blast of pixie dust.
Ow.
1 moment.
He's
Roll
getting
D100
things.
for me.
Table Fables has come to the table.
Oh dear.
That is a 5.
5. Okay, well. Right now, there is no apparent effect.
Ah, you missed.
Hey.
They fly away.
Do you want to see angels? Because that's how you fucking see angels, my friend.
Angel!
Ah, look. Maybe we should just leave the flying things alone for now, okay? We're on the verge of making a real breakthrough here. I can feel it.
Are we? Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, we've got a whole 2 new suspects to find and interview.
Ah, yes.
Bad bugs.
I'm gonna go back to Balthazar for a second and say,
See, Balthazar is actually in the process of packing up like a little, almost like a little lunchbox with a tea set in it, and straightening a little stone tie. It's been absolutely lovely, but I should actually get back to the exchange. Trading will be starting soon.
Sure thing. Just one last thing before you go. The 2 Callisti who were here. What did they do when the Rakshasa and the Foron dude left?
They had an argument for a bit. I didn't really listen. And then they went back up the lift to the towers. He gestures
Mortal!
up to the golden spires. Oh, that's actually where I'm going. The trading floors and the Callisti headquarters.
I think that might be
Allow
our
us
next
to
stop.
accompany you.
Very well then.
Go with?
Yes, all right.
Yep.
Just crunch. It's like a constant sound of grinding stone as he adjusts his position. Well, now that it's cleared, I might just... I'd normally fly over, but... Well, there is a little bit of a head maze, so follow me.
I would like to take
Thank
a
you.
flower for my hat.
Would you like one of the dragon flowers, or just a different flower? A random flower?
Dragonfly.
Dragon flower.
Okay, you pick one of the dragon flowers, it lets out a little... of pollen fire, and then stick it in your very nice hat.
My bobble hat. Yes, next to the passion flower that's still there.
Excellent.
It turns over and starts trying to eat the passion flower.
Bad flower.
After a couple of smacks, it kind of snarls and then proceeds to like curl around the brim of the hat and fall asleep.
Good flower. I pat it.
Okay. Balthazar guides you through an adorable and actually not very nefarious hedge maze to a beautiful glass lift. God damn it! You could call it an elevator. Covered in gilt and with no apparent cable or anything. It's just like a little bubble in the ground. Carefully maneuvers himself in, holds the door open for you. The 3 of you get inside.
Thank you very much.
He looks, and you hear a voice from above. What floor? You look up, and you can see there is a golden mouth and slightly tired-looking eyes carved into like a plate atop the just over the entryway. And the Balthazar goes, trading floor 32.
Mortal.
Floor 32, says the lift. Here goes. And with a sort of... you find yourself rocketing straight up into the air, seeing the various towers of hell flitting past you, as you find yourself being pulled up and above the cloud layer.
That's the fastest one of those I've ever been in.
Oh yes, I told you I prefer to travel private.
And such a lovely voice.
Oh, thank you!
You have a lovely lyrical quality.
Thank you, say, and I give the lift a bug to say thank you.
A long sort
Roll
of golden...
for bug.
Roll for dog.
Roll for the bug.
As you do so, a long golden tongue snakes out.
No, oh no. 1 is bad bug.
Grabs
no.
a bug and pulls it back into the mouth. And just like a thick black ichor sprays down in all of your faces.
Oh.
Bad bug.
I do regret that. Oh well. You see that. Balthazar unfold his little travel picnic bag again. Takes out a small handkerchief, wipes himself down, closes it back up. We've arrived at your destination. The lift drops onto a beautiful carved platform on the edge. It is the edge of one of the golden towers. You now, as you step out, and Balthazar goes, "Do have a lovely day." Extends his wings and flies
I'm
off.
sure we will.
Bye.
You find yourselves on the edge of... I kind of want you to imagine a cross between the stupas of... it's in Cambodia. Angkor Wat.
Oh, yeah.
And the Empire State Building.
Oh.
Okay.
A series of gold and glass towers spearing up temples to commerce, through which you can see you can catch sights of crowds of devils in suits and ties and dresses of all different varieties, furiously trading stocks, shares, and of course favors, often in bulk.
You're saying that the ultimate evil was capitalism all along?
I think that's been some pretty obvious subtext throughout this entire sequence.
We'll have
Well,
to
another
go
question I
where
have
the
is-
one place that has not been corrupted by capitalism. Surprise!
I did actually have a semi-serious question though, which was: do I get the impression that whatever the lift was prior to being a lift, it is now terrified of heights?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Oh no.
I did get that impression.
Oh no.
Oh, welcome to hell. You can, as you kind of step out, you do see that there are some. There is like a narrow but well lit alleyway that continues from this edged perch, where you hear, and just as you step off, you hear a ding from inside the lift. Oh, going up! It shoots up and flies off towards another of these little outcroppings. Where it goes to pick up some more devils.
Mortal.
Yeah, you are near the heights now, but there's probably another 30 or 40 stories up until you hit the tops of these high pinnacles. You are very much above the cloud level now, though. There's just open blue and the faint hints of stars. You don't know if they're really stars or not. This is the afterlife. They might be the memories of stars, or they might be ancient eldritch evils too far away to really interact. You'll never know.
They're fireflies caught up in that big blue black thing.
Oh.
So, but you do see the walkways that lead out into lovely atriums with sort of quadrangles in between the different exchanges, where groups of sharply dressed demons are laughing or chortling or hurrying with a slightly frantic look. There's a very general feeling of facade around here, and you do see one sort of blue-skinned tiefling with her tie like kind of loose around her neck, top button undone, just break into a run out of one set of like beautiful golden doors, run past you off to the edge and try and hurl themselves off, only for flying armor to come down, grab her, and pull her away.
First time.
One of the other stockbrokers nearby, sipping from a cup of coffee, glanced back. Looks like someone couldn't meet the margin call. Dadders, am I right?
Yeah, right. You haven't. You don't happen to.
He's frozen with like one eye slightly wider than the other squint, like cup of coffee. It's one of those disposable travel ones, like halfway to his lips.
Dretch!
You don't happen to have seen Callistia named Tabal around here?
Seen Callista? Wow, yeah, you. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, Callisto, she don't usually come down to the floors that much, but Tabal? Yeah, sure, I mean, if he's not cracking heads at the Callisti exchange, probably up in his office.
Could you point us in the right direction? We got some business to discuss, and frankly, I think this is one that may cause the place to close early, if you know what I mean. So, you did not hear that from me, but...
Hey, your funeral, Buster. But you want to go to the Callisti, you want to get to the Ball's office. He gestures to one of the golden towers with a massive sign of, like, think when you see on the outside of, like, Canary Wharf, there's, like, the J.P. Morgan sign.
Right,
like
yeah.
That. It's that, but it's a blue, it's a giant blue and gold sign of a bear's head roaring.
Bear.
Points to that, and then his finger just travels all the way up to the top.
Not so.
Oh.
Yep.
Oof.
It's notably the highest of these towers, although still outdone by an extra 12 stories by the palace.
Okay, I think we got a number of staircases to go up, or hopefully there's another lift like that.
Mortal. Wings.
Might take a while.
Wings.
I wonder if people don't get nosebleeds up here.
Can you carry me up?
Yes. A nod. Sure.
Off we go.
You can probably... You might be able to carry
At a
Frog
speed
up.
of 5 feet.
Malleus might be a harder sell as well.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna.
Also, wait, Frog, isn't
do it
your,
the
isn't your
old-fashioned
skin horribly poisoned?
It is horribly
It's
poisoned.
horribly
Yes,
toxic.
yes, it is.
I've probably forgotten, I think.
Yeah.
Until you touch me and it's poisonous, I think I've probably forgotten.
I mean, so have I, probably.
You were double poisoned not 5 minutes ago.
Eh, it was fun. Good bug.
Okay, so you trek your way towards the Callisti Exchange, and before you can even get into the building, more of those maybe empty truth speaker suits of armor approach and hold out a hand. Identify.
Dretch!
Frog
Malius.
You do not
and
have
Lantern.
permission. Yeah! Like you're not my real name.
I point at Malius. Paper!
Yep. I hold out the writ.
The empty sort of visor screeches down, peers for a moment, turns to one of its companions. There's 3 of them. Supervisor. The other one nods slowly and goes to get someone who can actually process paperwork.
I'd like to talk to one of them. Chew?
True.
Chew?
True.
Chew.
True.
Chew. Just until the other one comes back. Just the whole time. We have a very in-depth chat.
Seeing this, I'll turn to one of the others and go, false?
False.
Ah, thought so.
Chew.
True.
Chew.
This continues until you see it's not long before a demon who is kind of like a cross between an echidna and like I almost want to say like an echidna, a shark, and something with 8 with 2 legs and 6 arms. You're not really sure what, but whatever it is, it's meaty.
Okay.
In a suit.
What is an echidna?
Think similar to a hedgehog. Similar to a hedgehog.
I'm really glad I
Yeah,
asked.
sort of long snouts.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really glad I asked. That's way better now. I know that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It looks very little like Knuckles the echidna from Sonic.
Yeah.
Stomps over. You can see he's got a little another of these little Callisti badges, but this one's just in black and white. All right. So,
Hello.
Dretch,
what's your business?
looking.
Yeah, we're just conducting a friendly investigation as to where your boss happened to be last night. There's a something that my superiors are very interested in finding out. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but the
Listen.
sooner.
I don't care who you are. If you don't have an appointment,
Cat's dead.
Yeah.
Bad dead.
one moment. Let me just check to see whether there's a dead cat. What are you talking about?
I look at the other 2 for help.
There's been a murder.
So?
Without the paperwork.
My cat
What,
has
really?
been assassinated, and
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Big dead.
Hey! You hear that? One of those one of them Montserrat upstarts went and got themselves iced. And then you hear a cheer. Hey! Hey! From a whole bunch of various Callisti. Like,
We
what?
probably should be more careful who we tell that to.
And one
Oh,
of
well.
them goes, oh, which one? Like,
Ah,
I
well,
hear
we
it
think...
was, hey, it was the big cat. No, you're kidding me. Really? Ha! What do they do? The security guard, by the way, is just completely turned around. It's like,
Can we
I
just
guess.
slip by them?
just three of you roll a stealth check to just like slide.
This is
by.
gonna go so well.
Ooh, that's not a bad
Ooh.
roll. 15. It's good for Dretch.
22.
13.
I mean, it's with a 22 out of 15. I'll say group style check. The three of you
Fair
like
enough.
quietly sidle past you, going, "Yeah, I know, right? Oh, wait till the boss hears about this. Hey, you should. Oh shit, where'd they go?
Not here.
The three of you.
Where'd who go?
By the time he turns around, the three of you slip past and quickly gotten into the meat of the exchange with traders. It's kind of a cross between like a modern stock exchange. There are definitely signs with imps hastily replacing different, scrawling out, crossing out, ripping off pieces of paper with different prices and company names and so on next to them. But it's also a mix between that and like the sort of stock exchanges of the sort of moneylender exchanges of ancient Athens, because people just have tables out where they are rapidly exchanging stacks of favors, like just written on notes in huge wads with spikes through them. More than one demon like actually stabs themselves by mistake as they hastily try and pull things through. But as you get into the furious mob, you can see there are some options. There's a set of I'm going to say you can see what looks like some doorways leading to stairs, a pair of plain, well, like sort of nice steel-looking sort of doors that look like they might go to lift. And a very obvious sort of gold and golden glass lift door at the centre of the whole exchange. Looking around though, there's a lot of Callisti here. In fact, I guess most of these traders are probably Callisti. Where do you want to try and go?
There.
Yeah.
Lift.
Yeah.
I'm
is there
guessing up.
A lift or a staircase?
More tall.
So there's two lifts that you can see and one staircase. There's a fancy lift, a less fancy lift, and some stairs.
You go for the fancy lift.
Okay.
That'll go well.
Shiny.
Excellent.
You shuffle around to the fancy lift, where you see two more of these truth speaker sort of sets of armor are standing either side of it, and there is just like a little metal plate, a little gilded plate with a sort of claw print symbol on it.
True.
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 In.
Authorization.
True.
Do you genuinely believe you have authorization?
I don't know, mate. I don't think I really know what authorization means, if I'm honest. Okay. True.
False.
True.
False.
True.
False.
False.
True.
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 We could be here for a while.
Let's try to
You hear
confuse
a
it.
ding sound, and the lift descends, and someone comes out, or is about to come out.
Alright, let's move out of their way, whoever they are.
And you see, slipping to the side, you see descending is a horned demoness with silver skin, kind of looking almost human in appearance, wearing a fine-looking blue and black dress suit with silver sapphire bear cufflinks. She looks down at the three of you with not at all disguised confusion and a little contempt. Who the devil are you?
Dretch!
And who let you in here? What is your business?
Looking.
True.
True.
Yeah, we're
We're
conducting this.
here about a murder.
Cat's dead.
True. She opens her mouth. There's a brief hitching of breath. Well, I can't leave you hanging around here. In. She gestures to the.
Does she look sad?
Roll an insight check.
Oh, good question.
14?
She's very composed, but you caught just a moment of hesitation. She doesn't necessarily look sad. She's kind of kept up the air of professional annoyedness. But she does beckon the three of you back into the lift.
When the doors close. Friends?
Hardly.
Really?
She looks up. There's at the faceplate. Yes, my office. Very good.
Oh, what a horrible voice.
Ah, you want to speak? Says the lantern.
Oh, go away.
They're city dwellers.
Tall.
You're not Meltzer either?
No. We are independent investigators.
She narrows her eyes for a moment. Nods. I see. With the palace, then?
Yes, or rather, working on their behalf.
Very well. She, with a sort of, ding, your office. The doors slide open, and it's just straight into a pretty nice, actually, swanky office with a floor-to-ceiling window looking out over the abyss and the city below, and very nice plush furniture, and like a lot of bear motifs, actually. Although, look here what we have. Passive perceptions.
Oh,
No.
9.
Dretch. No, it's I got them here. Actually, passive insights might be the one here. Dretch and Malius. Mm-hmm. You both notice. There's actually. Well, I suppose. Is this insight perception? No, this is perception. Dretch, you notice this thing. There are gaps in the furniture. Places. The office looks like it could be chicly unfurnished with relatively little here, except for the very obviously emblazoned furniture. But there's little gaps in the carpet, hints that things have been removed from this office. It's almost as if there's really the barest amount in here that they can get away with.
You get a little telepathic thought in your head. Gaps.
Having received this, can I surreptitiously make an examination of, if there are indentations in the carpet or things like that to surmise what was there?
Okay, I'll let you do that as an investigation check.
Sure, okay. Investigation. That is a 21.
Oh yeah. Almost everything portable that isn't directly like things like paperwork, has or basic furniture has been moved. In fact, you almost get the feeling that only the branded things have been left here. There is no drinks cabinet, but there is a space where one should be. Instead, there's a single decanter with a single glass of some sort of fizzy golden blue liquid in, which the woman walks over to, takes the decanter, the stopper off, pours some into the glass, picks it up, takes a sip, doesn't offer you any, and you see that she takes I'm going to say no, she doesn't even take a seat. She sits on the edge of her desk and looks the three of you over. So, McCants is dead.
So it would appear. And we're trying to find out who is responsible. As you can understand, none of the prerequisite paperwork was filed for it.
No. What with the last 9 months of ban on the vendetta, I'm not surprised. This is highly irregular.
Bad.
Very much so. Now look, as public servants, we are just interested in making sure that there is absolutely the least possible embarrassment that can be brought to anyone here. So we're trying to be as discreet as possible.
We're very good at discreet.
She
Known for it, in fact.
opens her desk, takes out a small crystal, and it's a little plain white crystal. It's kind of like almost like a little pyramid.
Rock.
Taps the top of it. It hums with a blue light.
Oh.
Very well. Let's negotiate a contract then.
All right.
What
For what exactly?
I imagine you have questions.
Yeah, that's generally how these things go.
In exchange for answering these questions, I will only do so on the condition that the answers I provide will not be publicly made available, will not be traced back to me in any fashion, will not be used in a means to cause embarrassment to myself, my family, or my clan. And that should you break this contract, you will be found to be in breach of contract, and thus subject to the standard penalty.
Liquidation.
Ugh.
Depends.
Ooh.
On
I point at her. Kill cats.
She pauses for a moment, thinks about this. Until this contract is made, I will neither confirm nor deny any such allegation.
Right. I turn to the other two, looking for their input.
Oh boy.
If kill, tell. Soup. I'm hoping you're not struggling, but
Oh.
I don't know.
We don't.
Yep.
We don't want to be soup.
No, true. I
No,
think
tell soup.
Yep.
We can try to avoid bringing you into it as long as that doesn't turn us into soup.
If kill tell.
Out of character question.
Yes.
Given the legal status that exists between the Callisti and both the Callisti and the other family at the moment, if a member of her family were found to be guilty, would the legal penalty fall on her as the head of the house?
If she is the head of the house, which you don't know, then yes. But basically, the chart. In fact, I need you to roll a history check to know exactly what the terms were of the vendetta.
Okay. It's a 10.
10. You would guess that if the threat of dissolution would be there, since it would upon the head of the house, since it would constitute a breach of contract, which the Duke could elect not to prosecute, but would likely demand strong concessions for such.
Right. Okay. Fine.
Although whoever was directly responsible for the murder would get dissolved. Even the Duke can't not prosecute that.
Right, fair enough.
The breach of contract he could elect to just not. But murder's a felony.
Right.
It has to be prosecuted.
Someone, soup.
Certainly seems that way. All right. We promise that we will do our utmost within the.
No promises yet. Let's not start a sentence. We promise.
And not.
Well, help me out here, folks.
It's just you started saying we promised before we'd agreed on the terms.
So
No guilty, no tell.
Very well. You will not reveal this information in a way that will cause harm. That will cause harm to the reputation of my family, nor directly incriminate myself, nor make this information public at all outside the execution of your duties, unless I should be directly responsible for the murder of McCants.
Sound reasonable to you two?
Family kill.
yeah, if one of your family did it, would you then count us telling that as embarrassing the family?
Only tell law.
That would depend on whether or not the matter became public.
Only tell law.
Well,
I don't think we've got a great deal of say in the public side of things. That would be up to your lawyers to keep quiet.
I can tell you, though, that we have no...
We won't tell anyone.
Yeah, we have no interest in making any of this public. It's not really in our purview.
Discretion is our middle name.
Dretch.
Is your first name. And your surname.
It is also
I'm
technically
confused about
speaking our
name.
middle name is Dretch because...
Dretch, discretion,
MDF.
Dretch. Oh, yes.
A few spots of rain hit the windows, which is interesting because you're above the cloud level. And not all
like somebody
raining
washing
here.
it, maybe.
No, that's definitely not because it's raining where we are.
Yes.
At all.
The rain just flicking upwards.
Sprite
from the
just
sky.
careens into the window.
There's a swirling of the glass for a moment. She takes another sip. Okay. I will let Frug make this persuasion check with advantage because he did all chip in.
Oh, can I help?
Yes. You can do
I just slap Frug on the shoulder. You get a D3.
You get a little bit of sprite juice on them.
Okay.
You can also take some poison damage.
That's a whole extra
yeah.
one. Oh, it's a con save if you end up.
Oh god, it's really bad. It's 11. Definitely taking poison damage.
It's not damage. You are poisoned
Ah!
for a minute.
I look at you reproachfully.
What was the result of your check?
So that is 18, 23. No, 24.
She smirks.
I'm good at one thing.
Well,
You can be reassured as well. If we did say anything to anyone, no one will believe us or care about anything we say or do.
Dretch.
Yeah, they do have a point there.
agreed. The blue crystal flashes and then seems to solidify with writing all around it. She picks it up, examines it. Going to have to trim so much nonsense off this. Still, the contract is made. She takes out another crystal of a slightly different shade, taps this one, and this one goes sort of dull red and lets out a low sort of sound. To prevent eavesdropping.
Pick my ears up.
Sensible.
Very well.
Yeah, don't drop those ears, they're big.
Ask your questions.
All right.
Oh boy.
Well, let's start nice and simple. To whom do we have the honor of addressing?
I am Jabalet Callisti, daughter of Lady Callisto and the head legal counsel of the Callisti.
Did you do the murder?
I did not murder the cats of the Montserrat.
No cats?
Do we believe her?
Roll an insight check to that.
Oh, please, yeah.
Yeah, can I also roll one?
Oh, that's bad.
Excellent.
Yes, if you want.
9. This dice is
Ooh.
going in the bad place.
14.
Okay, that is a 24.
As far as you can...
There we
Yeah,
go.
it's the pair of you. She's a lawyer.
Oh, it's a tricksy one.
The Malius, you get the feeling that she's speaking the literal truth, and she will continue. And you get the feeling that she's committed to speaking the literal truth as much as she can.
Do you know who did?
I do not know who murdered Mercats.
Do you have a strong suspicion of who did?
Gonna be my next question.
I have no evidence-based suspicions of who could have killed Mercats. There are a number of... Indeed, there are entire clans of enemies of Mercats. It could have been any of them.
Cat's friend?
I would not describe Mercats as my friend, no.
Cat's love?
How would you... Oh, yes.
Nor would I describe Mercats as a figure of romantic interest.
Is she lying? Is she lying?
Insight check.
That is a 17.
There was a slight there's a slight you noticed a slight unintentional emphasis on Mercats as an object of romantic interest.
Okay.
Not
right.
cats. Who?
Is it pertinent to your investigation?
Yes. As long as impertinent is the same as important. Impertinent. Pertinent. I knew what you said.
Secrets?
Are you familiar at all with Ramats of the Montserrat?
I am familiar with Romance of the Montserrat.
Romance.
I could.
Yeah,
it would
that's
be
a yes.
difficult to. It would be difficult to conceive how that accusation could be relevant to this murder case.
Argue.
We are leaving no stone unturned here.
Also, big old suspect.
Fight. Love.
Ooh.
The Montserrat have been our historic enemies for time immemorial.
Yep.
If such a romance were to exist, it would constitute a terrible scandal and thus be against the terms of the contract.
Secrets.
Only if we tell people.
Stone.
Had you
I point at where she's stashed the crystal.
She rolls her eyes and still says, I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of any romantic attraction between myself and any member of the Montserrat clan.
Blah, blah, love.
Please be specific
Well
in
said.
your questioning.
Mats. Love.
When was the last time you saw either Ramats or Makats?
1, 2, 3 nights ago.
When?
What? Yeah.
Approximately between the hours of 10 and 5 in the evening.
Were they
tonight.
both alive at the time?
Makat, you'll recall, was murdered 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
So, as last
Worth asking, though.
Yes. Yes, both were alive.
Where?
In the Elysian Gardens.
What?
They are a set of gardens, I believe, operated by the
No,
Royal Clan.
why, baby, is better. Why were you meeting?
Happened.
Yes, the events. What were the...
Yeah,
events?
were you meeting to discuss something? Was it a social meeting or...
You could describe it as a social meeting.
Right.
What?
Would that be an accurate description?
It would be an accurate description.
What social?
What inspired the two of you to have a social meeting, considering the state of affairs between the two families?
There were items of interest between myself and one of the individuals there present.
Love my cats.
Items of
Not
interest.
my cats.
Love romance.
See the aforementioned refusal to confirm nor deny.
Love mats.
Would you say that the deceased, that was a big word, deceased, was aware of the status of the relationship between you and Ramats?
I would say that is a fair surmisal.
Grumpy.
And what do you think was their attitude to the relationship that you had?
The undefined relationship that we will not define.
As your Dretch says, grumpy, but supportive.
I see.
Confused face.
So,
How?
They were able to provide some assistance. I understand at the insistence of their companion.
Cats.
of all those... Sorry, go on.
No, you go first. It's one word. Go for it.
Of all those there present, in your opinion, do you believe that any of them had an overarching motivation to kill Mercats?
Of all those present, I would say that yes, there was a person present with a motivation to kill the cats. It could be argued that I have a standing familial obligation to kill the cats. However, I believe that I believe I can confidently say that any member of the Callisti would have waited for the vendetta to be renewed before carrying out such an act.
That leads on to, does anyone have a motivation above and beyond the vendetta between your two families? Anything that would have made it personal rather than just business as usual?
Other love?
She opens her mouth for a moment and then takes a sip of the drink.
Safe?
I am, yes.
Do we know what this drink is? Does it look like anything familiar?
Good question.
It looks a little bit like the juices that came out of Dretch's mouth after they just ate a raw Sprite.
Oh, nom.
That's like
Nice.
Sprite spirits.
Yeah, this might be Sprite wine.
Ah.
I'm just imagining that it's like Sprite, the fizzy drink.
Every time we say Sprite, that's where my brain goes to. I'm glad it's not just me. And everyone's just drinking lemonade. Had too much lemonade and went on a fucking high dream.
Oh, I missed a treat there.
What was the argument about?
She pinches the bridge of her nose. Our social engagement was intruded upon by...
You, Matt.
Yes. By my brother, who had, unbeknownst to me, arranged his own social engagement with succubi of negotiable company.
Brother Goldbear?
Yes. And who happened upon the engagement in question and was highly disapproving. However, I do firmly believe that he had every intention of murdering both of them the moment, dare I say, the instant that the year and a day of the ceasefire expired.
I've lost track of when that actually expires.
In
out of
3
character.
months.
In
like
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, so it's not imminent.
It's not imminent.
Brother waiting.
Yeah.
So he claimed, yes.
Do you know where your brother is now?
Oh, she gestures upwards. Penthouse Suite.
Huh.
I see.
Mortal.
Yeah.
What do you know about the smuggling?
Passive insight. Malius and Dretch, you just see a flicker in her eyes.
I would like to really try and listen to their thoughts for a second. I'm assuming that I can't, but
it's hard. Roll
Yeah.
a wisdom
I've been mostly
check.
assuming that I can't, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
Oh, that's really good. What the fuck? Hello. That's 18. Just loads.
Nice.
Okay, you get a couple of flashes of images before she blocks you off. You see her packing clothing and belongings into crates that are being taken away in the dead of night by by, I think, Rake, actually. Sorry, by Rhodey,
Okay.
the chain demon from the club. Malius's ex.
Yeah.
You see a flash of what you see a flash of. You don't get the words, but a hurried argument between herself, a living macaque, and and romance, and a sense of urgency of time running out. But she shuts you out before you get more than that. Insight, though, yeah, she definitely reacted to smuggling.
Okay.
Smuggling you.
I can neither confirm nor deny any relation to perceived illegal activities.
Yes.
Did your brother know you were running away?
Secret.
She says nothing.
Angry?
She takes a sip of her drink, but you do see her roll her eyes.
After Maquettes and Ramats left, where did you and your brother go? Back here?
She nods. We returned here, exchanged some words, and then began the day. Pause, actually, for a moment while she thinks about that. Yes. He was... As I remember, he was irate at the encounter, but also at having to delay his planned engagement.
His engagement?
With the succubi.
Ah.
Oh.
I believe he had them. I believe he had them delayed to the following night.
Interesting.
Do you know which succubi?
I'm not in the business of keeping track of my brother's escapades.
Ha.
That surprises me.
She pauses for a moment. I'm not in the official business of keeping track of my brother's escapades.
That
Not
makes more sense.
official.
I believe he hires from the best, which for the last couple of years has been the Oagi clan.
Oh, wag.
They are known for the quality of their services.
Interesting. So,
Although she starts to say and then shakes her head and takes a sip.
What?
No, nothing particularly relevant.
What?
He was extremely angered yesterday. He was extremely angered. Would be actually during the evening of two last night. Yeah, 2 evenings ago. Something about his engagement going awry. Taking liberties. He issued a complaint and some threats, and I understand he was satisfied with the redress since I didn't get any paperwork to bring against the Oagi clan. They
Right.
settled out of court, as it were.
did he blame you for
Yeah, you
ruining
get a
the
little
evening?
telepathic thought. Rake. That's what the succubi's name
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's an alibi, potentially. Good alibi.
As far as you know, is your brother aware that Merkatz is dead?
The news had not reached me, but that may have changed since.
Have you seen your brother since this event?
Yes, I saw him about an hour ago. I believe he's in his office now.
Talk?
Good luck to you.
If we were able to speak with him, we may be able to get this straightened out.
I'm sure I would not disturb my brother's wrath, and I certainly would not take you via the lift up one floor.
Thanks.
And I suppose if you are horrendously tormented or destroyed, it would be very amusing.
Smuggle. I point at the floor. You stay now?
She takes a breath, glances out of the window at the distant, shifting terrains. A woman in my position and my prominence cannot simply disappear.
Sorry. Genuine, sympathy face.
She just pours herself another drink.
Hard.
Are there any further questions?
Probably.
I want to lean forward and lick her cup. I have a reason, it's not just licking.
Roll a dex check, because she's going to try and, instinctively pull back. I'll say advantage, though, because you can't roll by surprise.
Oh, I'm good at surprise rounds. That is actually, a genuine thing.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What is my dex? Oh, it's an entire 7.
I'll say that you get you try and slobber at her cup. She pulls it back with recoiling.
I have a question, actually. Given the legal lengths that you've gone to already in order to ensure that embarrassment cannot come to your family, are you concerned that if we follow this investigation through to its natural conclusion, that embarrassment could be caused to your family? Or that other members of your family may be legally implicated, even if you yourself are not?
Such concerns would be natural.
Of course, but that doesn't necessarily answer the question.
I care deeply for my family. They have been good to me in their way. I would not wish to cause them undue distress.
Don't like.
She doesn't react. Are we done?
I'm trying to lick literally anything else. It looks like anything that it looks like she's touched.
I guess there's the decanter, so she's like... You do get I'm just going to say, because you just insisted. Okay, out of my office. But you do get a slathering lick of her decanter.
No.
As well
what
as
does it taste like?
Pixie. You do get a hint of her scent. So it's a little like the metallic goldy taste that you got in the that you taste the metallic gold wealth taste that you got in McCatz's office, but it's cut through with more of like a sort of silvery feeling and the smell of running water. Close, but not exactly the same.
But not bad shiny.
Roll an intelligence check. This is memory.
Okay. Intelligence.
Uh,
Lol. Oh, natural fucking 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
okay.
Which is an 18.
And we needed it.
It was extremely faint. It's faint enough that you hadn't really even noticed yourself smelling it. You smelt this on 2 close-by locations before. Once in the chests of smuggled items in the back of the Subterranean warehouse. And once in the hidden compartment behind the smuggled Palor Bibles. Where you found the orb.
Okay. You get a little telepathic thing in your head. Silver smell.
Huh. I wondered about that.
Sub.
In the back of the sandwich place?
Books.
Is it the same smell?
Eh.
Okay, but really, get out of my office. The lift is there.
Thank you for your assistance. We'll show ourselves out.
Good luck.
I'm sure I never spoke with you.
Of course not.
Good luck,
We
love.
were never here.
She gives you the slightest nod of her head.
Nod back.
You return to the lift. The lift closes. Where are you going?
Mortal.
Upwards.
Up one? Was it up one? The penthouse.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, penthouse suite.
I
Just gets up one.
turn to Dretch and say, so it's not the same as the smell you had actually at the scene of the crime, but
Different
similar.
shiny.
Right. Familial, maybe?
I mean...
Same family?
Yeah.
Eh.
All right.
But it is what you smelt on the change ball. So she's involved in our terrorism.
Now that is interesting.
Change. Sad.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds like she's in a very difficult situation, but difficult situations breed desperate people.
Hard.
Yeah. Still, I think if we've been subtle in there, we've got to be extra subtle here.
Ding.
Were we subtle in there?
I said if.
Okay.
The doors slide open, and you see a much more replete and luxurious penthouse suite. With this one, the floor-to-ceiling window is also wall-to-wall. Like one whole wall of this is just a view of the city below, and there's everything beyond. It's actually got a great view of the other, notably slightly smaller golden towers, which you think is the point. And you can see, you hear the sound of, and you look over and you see someone lifting a bar upon which there are 4 fat dretchers just like sat.
Stretch! I want to sit in the middle.
No,
You bound over towards them.
I have wings, I fly up.
You fly over towards them, but before you can get down, whoever was lifting them puts the dumbbells. What's the word I'm looking for? Where you're lifting like a whole thing, like a single thing. I don't do weights.
yeah.
I think he's maybe deadlifting, but I
Deadlifting,
don't know
Yeah.
the name of the thing.
Yeah, bar. It's a bar with 4 fucking dretches on.
Yeah.
Puts it to the side, and you see there is a thick, athletic-looking figure. Frankly, just looks like he's got his sleeves rolled up to expose impressive-looking muscles, and from the neck down, kind of looks like a really hench human, albeit with golden skin. With silver and golden skin. And on one of his fingers, a blue and gold bear head signet ring. But from the thick neck up is just the head of a golden bear. He shoves the I'm going to call it a barbell of Dretches down.
Dretch?
I didn't ask for another Dretch for this. Who the devil are you?
Dretch?
You sure you didn't ask for another Dretch? I think we've got some specific instructions to deliver you one.
Spare.
Yeah, the others get tired from time to time, right?
I like it when they're tired. They get heavier. As he laughs, you can see he does indeed have a very distinctive silver tongue. But Tabal springs up from his exercise corner and walks his way over to a desk and an intact and very replete-looking drinks cabinet.
I point at myself.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Ha!
Yeah, you want a real challenge.
Do you like strong arms?
The other Dretches.
Dretch!
They should roll a charisma check.
Oh, this is brilliant.
I don't deserve one at all. Come on, let's do a good one. 11.
Ha! I like you.
Like,
So, how the hell did you get into my office, and what's your business here?
looking.
We came up the lift.
Yeah.
Smart. Keep being smart with me, and I'll throw you out the window.
Wings.
I assure you, I am not smart.
Smart. It's in the same tone as heavy. Smart.
Well, if I'm not allowed to be smart, may I at least be straight with you? We're conducting an investigation.
How are you now?
Cat's dead.
Just
aware of that?
So I am. One of the traders from downstairs just set it up the blower. He thumbs to like one of those classic like little speaker tubes, like brass speaker tube running down the side of his office.
I'm going to use my ability Ear for Deceit and see if I believe him or if that was a misrepresentation of the truth.
Roll. So, do you have to roll anything here, or do you just?
It's just an insight check, but specifically what it means is that if I roll lower than a 7, it counts as an 8.
Okay, roll an insight check.
Oh, that's... I don't fucking believe it. Okay, well, the good news is I rolled an 8, which actually is a 16.
This demon has no tells. Like,
no
supernaturally, no tells.
Okay.
This is Tabal Silk Tongue.
This is, yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And toddle over to the Dretches while the other two are talking.
Dretch.
Dretch. I want to send them some pictures of, like, because Dretches can send pictures. We talked about this off air. I want to send them some pictures of dead macats and the lady downstairs and like what I imagine to be the four of them having an argument, which might be a bit iffy because like I don't really know what that looked like.
line drawings.
Yeah, and the change ball, like, hidden in books.
Okay.
And just see if they know anything or if it sparks anything.
Right, so while the others are talking with...
Yeah, feel free to do it in whatever order is sensible to you.
You kind of flash through these 4 images. So your first one was dead macaques.
Yeah.
One of them one of the Dretches goes, dead.
Dead.
And they just... you do get a flash of one of them watching Tabal hurl dots at a picture of macaques on the wall. And you look over, and there is indeed a dartboard. Currently, there's no picture on there, but there are clips to pick various people to the dartboard as needed. What was the second one? It was you did macaques first.
The cat's dead. The lady downstairs, his sister.
Downstairs. You get lady. Laugh. Shout. You get flashes of them, sort of old flashes. It's of Tabal and Jabalit sort of carousing after the exchange has closed, dancing, singing, but also sometimes arguing, shouting at each other. You don't get words because the Dretches weren't really listening, and you do get an image of what feels like a very recent memory of them having a screaming row in this office about something, and Tabal throwing, picking up furniture and throwing glassware and stuff, and Jabal just standing there very icily and sort of saying words that, again, Dretch doesn't really remember, but come across as quite cutting before turning and storming off.
Angry.
And then Tabal drinking a lot and just picking up a hand and just looking at flicking a hand at the macaques at the dartboard, a picture of macaques appearing, and then just putting his fist through it before calling to the blower. And you just remember the word, and the Dretch does remember the word before looking at the pinching his brow and turning to the Dretch. And the Dretch remembers this because it was an order: get me another dartboard.
I look at them like, what? Darts.
Darts.
And I think the next thing was what I imagined to be the 4 of them having an argument, but again, it might be a bit iffy because I didn't see it. So
You get imagining an argument, they shrug. Dretch.
I imagine lady downstairs and Ramats doing kissing. What Dretch imagines kissing to be, which is basically just sort of gently licking each other's faces in a loving manner.
That's kind of adorable.
The Dretches kind of shrug at that. You also said before you imagined the lunar orb, I think.
Yes, the change ball thing,
Change
hidden in the books.
Now you sort of look at each other.
Jason gave it a proper name. We just call it the change ball.
Yeah.
It's the moon bomb.
Yeah.
The moon bomb. Yeah.
It's the change ball. That's what
It
it'll
is.
ever be.
Change. Forever change.
Bad change.
All gone.
All gone?
Change. All gone.
No more ball?
Shake head. Ball. Demon.
Ah.
Ball. Wolf.
Ah.
No demon.
Wolf. Scary. Point at myself. Nearly wolf.
The 3 of them, the 4 of them, just do a suck in a breath and give you comforting pats on the shoulder.
I take the pats. If wolf, I take out Obol. Ow. Like mime eating it. Better. There is one. There are two more things I would like
God.
to do. One is
I gave you other dretches as
one is
contact for a
actually
reason.
serious. I'd like to lick his weight because I imagine they're still standing by the weight, right? They're waiting to be lifted up.
They are standing
Ah.
ready. Okay. So yeah, apparently he's got a little bit of spittle when he talks. So you get a couple of things. First of all, you can see, picking up with your passive perception, you see this. Where he's flecked a little bit of spittle while talking, there is just a little bit, there are a few tiny specks of silvery, silvery liquid. But also, yeah, this area, the weights reek with his sweat and his distinctive essence, a gold, metallic, greedy essence.
Bad shiny.
The bad shiny that does match the essence in
Oh,
the cat's
bad
as
shiny.
You get really urgent telepathy in both of your heads. Bad shiny, like at a random point in the conversation that
Yes.
you're having, which I guess is the
Okay.
DM's
So I guess
decision.
is where we go over to now.
I have
sorry,
one
one more
final
thing.
thing I
One
want to
final
do. I look at the Dretches. Cool thing.
Huh?
I turn around. Tail.
Oh.
You can assume that Dretch is wiggling their tail at the other Dretches from now on.
Dretches all have various small changes to them. So one of the Dretches has you have bigger ears than them, but one of them has little horns. One of them has kind of like a bullfrog sack under their jaw. One of them does have a tail, an actual tail, but it's not as long as yours, so they're still very impressed.
Tail? I point at their tail. Horns. You can assume that I feel like the
This is
Dretches
cool.
just compare cool Dretch
They
stuff
just
for a
compare
bit.
cool
Yeah.
stuff for a bit.
Maybe I give them some bugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll for bug.
Aw.
Yes, roll for bug.
Should I roll a couple?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
go
feel
on.
like I'm doing a few for
Sure.
Oh no,
various
there might be
Dretches.
bad bugs.
One bad bug, one good
Oh,
bug,
no.
one not bug.
Oh.
The bugs are generally well
Great.
received. One of them is just a gold scarab, a gold scarab-shaped piece of jewellery, but the Dretch eats it and it seems to go down well.
I also introduced them to Chippy Dretch. Friend, Dretch.
Brilliant.
You just hear, Dretch.
Oh no.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
so the pair of you, to bowl, ignoring the Dretch, because you've gotten to the other Dretches, and Dretches to him are basically furniture.
Yeah.
Continue.
Boo.
Literally his exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Next year. So, what the hell are you here for?
Talking of furniture, actually, can I do a quick eye for detail? And given how the office downstairs had notable things that had been recently removed, is there anything comparable up here? Are there things that have been removed up here, or are there things that look like they've recently arrived?
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Okay. Okay, that is a 23.
Okay, so yeah, things that have recently arrived. All right. You don't see any signs of pieces of furniture recently moved or removed or added. You do see a couple of things. First of all, you can just see into the adjoining room. There is a luxurious-looking ensuite bathroom, and the mirror is definitely a trick mirror. There's
Okay.
definitely some sort of secret. It just has you've seen a lot of secret compartments in your time, and you got the feeling of there is some shit hidden behind that mirror.
Right, good to know.
The 23, you can just tell that by looking. You also notice there is in the drinks cabinet. There's a set of glasses, and one of those glasses has just a little bit of something on the rim, just like a little bit of dried something on the rim. And the others are mostly pretty clean, just like maybe a bit of dried spittle or something.
Okay.
Is it silvery?
Yeah.
No, but as you see, as Tabal takes a drink from a bottle of, as far as you can tell, water on the desk, he does leave a silvery residue around the rim, which he takes a handkerchief and wipes away.
Interesting. Do I have any idea what this this substance is or does? Like, obviously he's producing it, but
well,
like...
it looks visually identical to the truth speaker stuff that...
right, okay.
Not truth speaker stuff, that stuff's... Sorry, not truth speaker stuff. The truth bane that you didn't buy. The law speaker,
right.
The law speaker stuff, which is what you have, which is Force's truth. That shit is different in appearance. And that stuff apparently comes from Duke Mephisto or equivalents. But yeah, this looks like the stuff that lets you lie undetectedly. And yeah, he appears to be one of the few devils capable of producing it.
Okay.
Did we know if the truth-speaking stuff we've got, would that work against someone who produces this stuff?
Cato's estimate was that it probably wouldn't work infallibly, but it might do something.
Yeah, he said that it would have trouble against archdemons, I think.
Yeah, is that...
Yeah.
But
is that the level
it
of
wasn't
person
like...
you're dealing with?
Yeah, it wasn't guaranteed to not work, but it might not work on them. Yeah.
But it, yeah. So, some effect, but it probably won't have the complete can't hide all of your truths.
Right, okay.
Can't even lie by mission effect. However, Tabal has asked what the hell you're doing here.
Okay. So, now, as you can understand, there's, with the death of someone this high profile without the proper paperwork being signed, there is an investigation that the Citadel would like to conduct. Now, frankly, this is just a formality, but we wanted to make sure that neither you nor anyone in your family is liable to gain any kind of embarrassment as a result of this. Given the situation between you and the deceased, I think it's reasonable to say that this was one of the first places we wanted to come, just for the sake of the public good, if you see what I mean.
I have nothing to hide. I hated the bastard as is fair and proper. He's been an enemy of my family since time immemorial. I'm glad that he's dead, but I had nothing to do with it myself.
I understand, and you wouldn't happen to know of anyone who might have had a motive and means to do away with him.
Any member of my clan would gladly have killed him once the ceasefire is over.
Yes, but...
Now, if someone in his own clan decided to do him in, well, that's just those uppity Montserrat for you.
Do you think it's likely that would happen?
Seems entirely likely. Promotions, you know how it is. Someone champing at the bit. It's entirely possible that someone wanted his spot.
Is that not also how one advances themselves in the Callisti?
Well, it can be. We pride ourselves on only promoting the worthy, but sometimes you can prove your worthiness by suitably embarrassing or outwitting your superiors. Of course, if we all do it with the appropriate paperwork. So if there's a... But I wouldn't put it past the Montserrat to kill each other like animals without filing the forms.
Do you think that, it is likely that, any other members of your family had the temperament that might cause them to lose control or, otherwise, act rashly, given an opportunity to do away with the Montserrat?
Well, I can't speak for the rank and file, but my close family, those of us who are closest to our dear mother, are solidly in control of ourselves.
It is just a formality, you understand, but we do need to know where you were last on the night. I definitely remember well.
Yeah, the night before last, between the hours of 12 and 4.
I was here in my office getting some paperwork done.
Is there anyone who can corroborate that?
I like to work alone.
I see. So, if we were to, for example, speak to Rake at the Styx Club, would she be able to confirm where you were or weren't?
As I said, I like to work alone. So, I have no idea who you're talking about or why they would be able to provide any sort of information.
Given the out of character I know, he could be bald-facedly lying to me right now.
Oh, in character, you know he could be bald-facedly lying to you right now.
Yeah.
He full of shit.
Yeah, almost certainly he's full of shit. It's just that...
I mean, we know he is.
Yeah.
We do actually know that as well.
Explicitly, you know he has the ability to foil lie detection.
But also, we factually know that he's full of shit and he was with Rake, right? Like,
yeah, that's why
from what
I
we've
mentioned
inferred.
Rake.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you haven't frequented the Styx Club in the last 48 hours?
I don't tend to go down to clubs for my entertainment. There is such a thing as calling people to you, although I appreciate in the lower city you usually have to go to them.
True, although this is very disturbing because if indeed what you say is true and we have no reason to doubt you, then I think we may have a bigger problem here. Because clearly there is somebody who is masquerading as your good self, possibly with an intent to incriminate you somehow. Now, do you have any idea who might be motivated to do that?
He narrows his eyes. Roll the persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna go so well. 9.
Yeah.
Those are some impressive accusations you're making there.
Well, the thing is, we have information that you were somewhere else, and since you don't have an alibi here, we can only suspect foul play on behalf of someone wishing to tarnish your name.
As I say, as public servants, we're just trying to serve the public good here.
So which of the Montserrat do you think is responsible then?
Well, that's a question I was hoping you might be able to answer.
Any one of them, I'm sure. I wouldn't put it past them to kill their own and make a vague attempt to frame me, if that's what you're suggesting, although I can't possibly see how.
Well, as a point of fact, do you know of any who have the ability to change their shape convincingly enough that they can impersonate you?
Ha! Few people can change their shape well enough to convince a truth speaker, let alone passes me.
I mean, that is quite an impressive spell. Could
Unless
you
you're
do
meaning
that?
to
Can you
suggest the
pull?
Duke did it.
Oh, no. Plenty busy with the explosions.
And
so
importantly, I believe the Duke does in fact have an alibi.
Yes, I imagine he does. No, there's it's not exactly an easy skill, but
It is one you have? That's very impressive. To fool a truth speaker.
I'm an impressive specimen. He flexes
so-
his muscles. At which point you then
Oh,
get
wow.
Dretch's message.
Bad shiny! Bad shiny!
Well, thank you for your time. I've just been struck with a hunch. Frug?
Yes, Frog.
The kind elevator on the way up here. Do you think maybe we should interview them? Surely they would be able to corroborate whether or not this man was here at the time he says he was.
Can an elevator give it?
I mean, I have made it clear
They are
that the
sentient.
lifts are sentient. So, like, I testify. The lantern goes, I testify that you're an asshole.
You're an asshole. Everyone knows it.
Alright, well, thank you very, very much for your time, Mr. Silvertongue. I'm sure we'll get this all straightened out very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure. You can show yourselves out.
I have one more picture I'd like to send to the
Yeah.
Dretches, just as a last thing.
Yeah.
Picture of him changing into romance.
You show them that image as best you could imagine it, but they just seem confused. Dretch?
Magic change.
They flash images of him changing into. I'm not gonna lie. You flash images of one of them flashes some memory images of them bringing various drinks into a room where Tabal is rapidly shape-shifting into numerous forms with 3 other shapeshifters engaged in the kind of sexual antics that 4 shapeshifters can get up to.
Oh,
But at no point does he turn into romance.
many legs. I take their picture that they've given me
Yeah.
and I mentally put a truth speaker in there and I make it say true.
Oh god, so you're...
I'm trying to say, like, if a truth speaker was there, would it have said true?
I mean, as far as you can imagine, it would have said true.
No, I'm sending it to them and seeing what
Oh.
they send back. Yeah.
So if
It depends if they have
they-
any
they-
comprehension.
They send back their best imaginings of the truth speaker getting in on the action, but it's not very good because it's an animated set of armor. So it just mostly just stands there while they drape sexily around.
Can see? True?
True! They nod.
True.
They nod, and the image flashes sort of between each of the shapeshifters. So, I guess, kind of getting the sense we want. Flash at one of the succubi, false. Succubi, false. Succubi, false. What you're pretty sure is Tabar. True.
Ah.
Tabal himself, meanwhile, picks up a towel and walks into the bathroom, closing the door to, but not like locked behind him, having just said you can show yourselves out.
I've just thought of something, actually. As he's moving across the room, can I try and scrutinize, like, his dental structure and, like, the ends of his hands to see if they match up with the injuries on the body?
Yes, you can. Give me a medicine check.
This would be an eye for detail, I guess?
Yeah, you can use eye for detail on this, but it's a medicine check.
Okay. My medicine is not good. But, right. Okay, that's a 12.
Not in his current form. The claws were probably bigger, though that doesn't necessarily mean much with a shapeshifter. And the biting and was more. You'd say that the teeth could be similar to bear's teeth, but you feel like whatever did the biting out of the cats probably had two very large incisors. So it'd be more like almost more like a saber-toothed tiger kind of feel, but like something with two really long incisors. But again, not necessarily meaning a lot with a shape changer.
Yeah, if it's not just illusion.
Oh no, as far as you can tell, it's real. I mean, based on the images the Dretch has showed you.
Many legs.
It's tactile.
Yeah, okay, so he could have changed into anything.
It's not like Malius's hat, where it's just a visual illusion.
Yeah.
Not Malius's. Yeah, it is
Malius's hat.
Malius's
he has a hat of disguise.
Or when Frog pretended to be McCants.
Oh, yeah. That went so well.
Alright.
I give all the Dretches a bite of the endless ginger biscuit to say thank you.
Biscuit.
Good rock.
Good rock.
Put it back in my bag.
Alright.
Bye.
As you hear the tap turn on, any last investigations you want to do before we leave?
I mean, if he's left us alone in this room, I feel like I just want to scrutinize everything.
Touch all the things.
Yeah.
Oh, what about the glass? There was a
I
glass.
don't want to spike his drink, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
I mean,
How
the
long-
drink is just there.
The law speak only works for a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah. Minute after
Okay,
minute.
right. Best leave that for now then. But yeah, I do want to go over to this drinks cabinet and have a proper look at it.
Okay. So you're going to take an investigate of it.
Yep.
And the other two, now that you see Malius go over, can see the glass with a bit of crust or something around the edge.
Natural 1.
Oh.
It's a 9, but natural 1.
Natural 1. You try and carefully lift it open and to examine, and with the door of it just slides off and smashes.
Oh, I want to lick it before he comes out now.
Okay, you get a taste of. I've actually forgotten what the wording I used was for it, but you get a taste of the kind of smoky, purplish essence of definitely the cats.
I duck down and
Yeah,
pretend to be
that.
tying my shoe, just shielding Dretch from view.
As you see Tabal throw the door open, and passive perception, Dretch, you catch a glimpse of a slightly ajar mirror behind it. There's some sort of compartment behind you.
Oh,
What the
can I go invisible as he's coming out? Can I cast invisibility?
Do it.
Okay, roll a stealth check with advantage.
Oh, dear.
Okay, that is. Oh, I have a thing I can do to make things better, but I can do it if it fails. Okay, I've rolled an 18.
Oh, you have also been slapped on the arm by Dretch, if that makes a difference, because that lasts for what, 10 minutes?
I think it's a minute.
I think so.
A minute. No, it's 10 minutes last
It was 10 minutes, yeah, it
It
lasts
was
for
10 minutes,
ages.
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Still
10 minutes, so you get a
Add to
D3.
that. So another 3.
Excellent.
So whatever I said plus
21.
15 plus 18. 21.
Yeah, 21.
Okay.
Is that a success?
Well, as you...
Because I can only use this thing if it is a success.
Okay, you
is
pause
it,
for a
if it's
moment.
failure.
As the door swings open, Tabal emerges in rage. He stares at Malius, at Frog, looks around for a moment, then back at the pair of them. Like, what a... Get the fuck out of my office, now!
I'd like to have a look at the mirror, please. I'd like to walk past him.
Yeah.
Please
Into the bathroom.
excuse my associate. They're very clumsy.
Licking.
Out! The pair of you, he looks like he's going to throw the pair of you at the lift if you don't go yourselves.
We saunter in that direction. Sachet, if you will.
As you sashay, Frog, you slip
Very
into the bathroom.
slowly. I fly there.
Yeah, you very slowly fly towards the...
It takes ages.
You see him pick
Bye.
up one of the dretches if he's considering just... Actually, he doesn't consider. He just hurls the dretch in your general direction. The dretch hits the wall, bounces.
Stretch!
I throw a rock at him.
Oh, make an attack roll.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That is 21.
Okay. It strikes.
Shall I roll for if it's a rock or not?
Yeah, roll for if it's a rock.
Is rock.
Okay. It's a pretty nice sort of like hunk of amethyst. It bounces off his fur. Actually, off his suit.
Don't throw. Throw back.
Get the hell out before I press charges for assault.
Are there any windows in here? Like,
There's
big
a huge
screen
floor-to-ceiling window.
Right. And we've
tempting.
established he can change his form
Yep.
to the point where he could maybe fly in and out.
Oh yeah, it's got bay windows. Like, it's got sliding door windows and everything.
Okay, well, that's a thing to bring up with the lift.
Yes.
As the pair of you are shuffling into the lift, you see Frog. You slip into the kitchen. It's a combined bathroom kitchen. Very
Gross.
I'm hoping to provide a distraction.
Yes, which is providing a distraction. And you can see that there is a cabinet hidden behind the mirror. Glancing quickly inside, you can see that there's most of it's not interesting. It's just fetish gear, but there is
But.
there's some for that as well.
Yay.
But in amongst the various sorts of whips and chains and so on, there is what appears to be a canister, like almost like a jar of what looks like pulsating, quivering, greyish essence.
Oh.
It's been slightly sloppily filled. There is a little trace of it on the outside as well.
I mean, my instinct's to take the lot, but that might be a bad idea.
I mean, if you want to try and commit theft...
I mean, we're meant to be within the law, so... but if there's some on the outside, I will try and take a sample.
Okay.
If it's
sleight of hand
contraband,
check. Sleight of hand
it's
check with
evidence.
advantage.
Sleight of hand with advantage. That is an... Oh, I've still got the D3.
Yep.
So that's another 2. That is a dirty 20.
Okay, you managed to scrape like a fingernail of dried essence off without knocking the jar open. And one more stealth check to try and get back to the lift while the others are delaying.
Okay, here we go. That's not good. That's the thing. That's still not great. That's a 15.
Okay, you get back to the lift without being seen, but unfortunately, like for as much as the others delay, the lift goes going down.
Oh, I had a thing.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, if
It's about to close, but
The Dretch what got thrown.
yeah.
Okay.
Dretch.
Want leave.
Shrugs.
Friend forever.
Shrugs. That's living.
Friend. Now.
Oh.
Oh, I was like fully about to adopt this Dretch if it wanted to come. Like, fourth party member, let's go.
Frug, what are you going to do?
if I can't get into the lift in time, I will Misty Step in.
Oh yeah, and just there's a brief moment where just you time it just as Tabal is like picking up turns away for a moment to pick up the damn door and put it back on. You briefly reappear and flicker into the lift.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Anything interesting? Also, is there a button to hold the lift?
There was this
No.
this kind of whip that I've never seen before that you never believe. Actually, this is probably more important. I've got this sample. There was a jar of bad
You take a
jar.
You take a lick of it, Dretch, as the lift goes. I don't have a whole button. Just tell me where you want to go.
Stop.
Okay. Nothing
Yeah,
happens.
just hold for a moment.
Thanks.
You lick the sample. It tastes like a melange of perfumes and seduction, with an undercurrent of wry, slight tiredness. Very much like the scent of Rake, the succubus you met.
Rake.
You sure?
Rake.
Oh, they were.
Why though? Why does this arsehole have Rake's essence? That was a thing, wasn't it? Was that the
Spicy.
Yeah, if a demon consumes another demon's essence, does that then become their essence?
What was the settling out of court? What did they settle on? I've forgotten.
Yes, it's been a couple of weeks. Rake suggested that she went a little far with something.
Mm-hmm.
And she suggested that, sometimes when you're in the mood, you take a sip and forget to put it back.
And she had to give something in exchange, didn't she?
Yes.
That was the. I don't think she said what, but she had to.
Yeah.
She had to give
just said
something
that-
back.
She just implied that it hurt.
Yeah, and she was recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Ew.
Okay. Gross.
Ew.
Maybe we should ask her what that is and what can be done with it.
Yeah, that sounds like
And also what time this asshole was with her.
Yeah, that's important. Speaking of which, and he just sort of directs his question up. You've been here for quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when were 2 nights ago? Did the fellow in the penthouse come back to his penthouse and stay there between the hours of 12 and 4?
Yeah. Between 10, he came up at about 9, then about 10, this succubus broad came up.
Grey one.
Not at the time, but when she left, yeah, that was about 6 in the morning.
Right. Huh.
Matt?
Could be.
I don't know what you're saying. Do you want to go up or down?
I look for help.
You can't go up any further, so do you want to go down?
Stop.
No, we'd like to stop between floors.
Romance.
Okay.
Romance.
Shoot
Do you
down
know
slightly.
romance?
Don't know any romances.
Cat.
Sometimes we get cats.
Mercats, say
Nope.
the Rakshasa.
Ain't had a Rakshasa in me for years.
Oh.
All right.
But you can't tell if someone's in a different form.
Did they waste different?
Oh,
I don't think we should get into the conservation of mass.
they
Okay.
were a bit lighter when they came out, the succubus, yeah.
Right, makes sense. All right. It wasn't so much conservation of mass as if it was just illusion, it wouldn't change what they actually.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a point,
Wow.
actually. Lady.
Yeah, you. Has she been up here before? Or was that the first time?
The succubus, I think I seen her. Yeah, I saw her she came up the same day, but earlier in the day, and she left. She was like a little heavier, but not a lot heavier when she left than when she came. She'd been a couple of times before. She usually came with a couple of others. Sometimes it'd be all three, sometimes one, sometimes
4.
two.
Dretch.
Just a
Big
distant
eyes.
stat. One of them came by later in the day yesterday.
Other lady. Sister.
Up and down all the time, yeah.
Angry.
Sometimes. Usually angry about something. I used to get angry once. Then I became a lift.
What angry?
Don't know. I think I remember something about not making my margin call.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Right, yeah.
Don't short sell, kids.
Okay. Biscuit. A very bite of the biscuit. Good biscuit.
Yeah.
Probably have to hold Dretch up in order that they can reach.
I've got wings.
Makes me wish I still had a sense of taste.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm getting some people pressing the button down. I should probably take you down now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just if you're if anyone complains, just tell them you got stuck in traffic.
Okay. You're taken down wherever you are, firmly escorted, and not that politely, escorted out of the building by
Bye.
security. And as for where you go next, or who you talk to next, that we'll find out next time in what may well be the final episode of A Murder in Mephistopolis. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell for now. From all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas, natural 20s.